and then we're gonna I'll tell Stevie to.
All right, what's up, everybody? This another awesome episode of the Hang On to Your Shorts podcast. We are podcasting live from Brickwall Tavern in Asbury Park, and we're gonna do what we do.
I get to start tonight?
You start.
Yeah.
Okay, I am the real Jason Momoa. You may have seen my commercial. Now the cat's out of the bag, and I actually shaved the rest of my hair. Lisa Bonet is really pissed off at me. That's another story for another time, but I'll pass it to you.
Oh, wait. Is your name Jason Momoa?
For tonight.
You saw the commercial.
Okay, Jason
By the
Momoa.
way, this is Mr.
looks more like
McKellar right
me.
here.
Rob
This is Mr.
Acampora.
McKellar.
Thank you, Rob.
Oh, well, thanks for not saying she's Mrs. Cullen. You know.
Well,
The
you
other
know.
way. I'm the bitch. She's the butch.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rock on.
Well, we're here again. We were last week. We were on, and it's 2 weeks in a row. How about that? We are here at the Brick Wall.
Yes.
This is
Indeed,
awesome.
indeed.
This is our
I'm
spot.
excited.
That's
in the house.
I can't hear.
And I'm
Do you hear
Hiram.
Rich,
Not
are you
hearing
talking
Rich.
into the
He's,
thing?
talking to the mic.
Talking into the microphone.
Ming, help! Help me,
I
Ming!
hear you now.
Hiram, I just saw the commercials.
Do I hear
for,
you now? Do I hear
Fast
you now?
and Furious 9. You look good in those spots, by the way.
Thank you. You know what? I could play his brother.
I know you could. That's the
could.
thing. You really could.
Thank you.
We got
Vin
technical
Diesel, I wanna
difficulties with
play
your
your
wire
brother.
here, Rich.
Get your wire
Watch
Get
the
your wire
maple.
fixed.
Watch the maple.
This is the
beard.
beauty of a live podcast. You get to see all the bloops and blunders and technical
Is the camera on us right there?
difficulties.
He's back.
You got him?
Thank you, Ming.
I'm gonna do my thing. You are
Wanted
back.
to see
You're
that.
way over the.
Yeah,
over the
I
Now
know.
got to see
We are
Ming's
live
back.
there. Now
Isn't that
see.
a wonderful thing?
And now there is a reason why we are podcasting live from Brick Wall. Not only are they one of our most ardent and steadfast supporters, they are also beginning something called February, where every week they highlight a different, company or brew. Sometimes they will just highlight local brews. This week we have
favorite.
Founders Week, our favorite brewer.
One
Holy
of
crap!
One of our favorite brewers.
You're shaking and they can't read it.
sorry.
We should
Yes.
take a photo and put that on there.
Yeah.
I'll take a photo of that outside later and put it on.
So it's pretty cool.
Definitely.
Usually when we're here, where we're sitting right here, we have DJs and bands
Yes.
and trivia. So we get this perspective.
And today we're the
Hotties is crazy good at trivia. We almost won last time we
Came
were
in
here.
second, by the way.
Yo, can I,
second
can I,
place
if
from
I would have
last
gotten here
first
earlier,
week.
we would have won.
Yes,
Hey,
absolutely.
What did second
They had a
place
Spanish
get you?
component that we wanted.
Nothing.
Well, first place gets you nothing either.
It got us better than last. Than the week
right.
What do you
before.
think this is, Rob? First place didn't get anything either.
Okay.
So
He just said only because we had a Spanish component. What the kind?
But you left,
kind of
but we
number is
could have
that?
you
won.
are the Spanish component.
Yes, I am.
When you
I am
left, they asked
token.
Spanish questions. And we're like,
Obligatory.
Great, Hiram left.
Why you all gotta be like that?
I am token. It's okay.
I
I'm
didn't
cool
say
with it.
I didn't say anything about token. I just said at least you know your
But
place.
there
now. You're the
were
component.
questions. There were questions that were Spanish,
I
right?
enhance the
Latin
IQ
component.
and the collective looks of the group. That's all right.
Yeah,
So-
I'll take that on.
Okay,
All right,
so
cool.
since we're here, we
And
got
I
a
am
bunch of
BK.
special guests tonight.
I'm BK.
Well,
Oh, hi, BK.
there we go.
What's up?
We already started without saying.
No,
our
no.
names.
It's the first. It's the first guest.
JT's
French
here, too.
toast bastard.
Yes.
Okay.
French toast bastard
Yes,
in the house.
and my
And
coffee.
by the
Thank you,
way-
Patrick.
There's nothing special about JT. Okay?
JT
JT has been
MacGuire is
crushing
the
this
best.
with hotties now since day one.
Yes, he
Yes.
is.
Okay?
Yes,
There's
he
Can
is.
we, can we get
All right.
JT in here, please?
Yeah, we're
Can
gonna
someone
get
get JT in
Look
here?
over here.
He'll be
There he
on.
is.
He's
He'll
the
be on in a
youth
little
group.
bit.
We're gonna put him on. And
Yeah, he's
then we
video
can go.
geek.
See, I'm falling behind. I thought we were going to talk about the beer, but we'll talk to JT first.
Oh,
Okay,
well,
fine.
no, actually, I think we're going to have Patrick
Yes,
on first.
Patrick here.
See.
So we
Patrick
can get on.
Mazzola, who is the manager
Yeah,
here.
we got to talk about this fine brew that we're
Yeah.
drinking, man. Come on.
Rock on.
This is breakfast in a glass. Who would have thought?
French
Careful.
toast bastard.
That's
I
yours.
know. This has got everything you could possibly want.
Welcome to Hotties. Welcome to the
Thank you,
podcast.
Patrick.
This is awesome. Thanks for having me. This is awesome.
So we are live right now on Facebook, and we're going to be on SoundCloud, and we're right here in the Brick Wall. We're excited to be
We
here
are in the
live.
brick wall.
And here we are with a brew that basically, think about this. If you put this in a breakfast drink, you can sell millions.
Yes.
It's
I
got
think-
all the hell. It's got the barley. It's got the hops. You could get this in a cereal, but no, it's French toast.
You can
the
pour this
aroma.
over your pancakes.
You
I'm still
probably
trying to wrap my
could.
head around
It's
it.
It's incredible how potent it is. Absolutely.
So
I
we're
taste the cinnamon. I taste the eggy French toast, the syrup in a glass. It's
And that's the
delicious,
thing.
yeah.
At first, I'm going, all right, I'm going to try this. I don't know if this is going to work because I'm a little skeptical. But then you go and it's like, this is smooth.
Yeah.
This is a really good.
Where
brew.
was this at 9 a.m. this morning? I think.
Some people may be asking that.
Yeah.
Exactly. Can I have my 2 eggs over easy with this on the side to drink? There you go.
Tasty.
So this is our first one. What's tomorrow with Founders?
Tomorrow we're doing the Civilized Brute, which is a IPA. We may actually put it on tonight, depending on if we can kick this cider on.
Oh,
so
okay.
maybe
We'll
after
kick
all this
it.
French toast.
No, actually,
We'll do what we can.
Wait a minute.
No,
we gotta get that cider on.
Is this
So
a
I can-
challenge or some
Well,
sort?
it's a cider. We don't really do too much cider.
I like cider.
I have to work
We may have to
tomorrow.
make
Not too much of it.
exception tonight, but the Civilized Brute goes on 10 o'clock tonight, no matter what.
Oh, beautiful.
So
all
we'll
right.
have
Cool.
that. We'll have those two, and then the Rubaeus on the 5th, and then they do the keg race on
God.
Thursday, which will have the 2 CBS and the KBS,
Oh.
and the winner or whoever rather kicks the keg gets a $20 gift card to the Brick Wall, which is a pretty cool incentive.
Yeah.
There you go, yeah.
And there
we
may
got
be
that
other
going.
promotions going on that night too, right?
Yeah, we've got the Nitro CBS, the CBS, and the KBS. And then we do Thursday night. I don't think we have anything going on except just the beers on tab.
Beautiful.
Tuesday,
That's all you need.
Wednesday we do trivia, and Wednesday is the jazz night.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Thursday we're just us here.
That's
hanging
all
out,
you
drinking
need.
some
That's all
beers.
you need
That's
is
really.
CBS, KBS, and Nitro
I
CBS.
feel good
Yeah,
about
so
that.
it should be cool.
Yeah.
I'm happy the Founders is on first. It's awesome brewery.
They are killer.
Yes,
One of our
we're very
faves.
big fans of Founders,
huge,
and
huge.
and so is Ming over there, and he's from Michigan.
We imported
Is that
him.
why he said thank God for Grand Rapids, Michigan?
He
And
will
you're going there
always
this
tote
weekend. He's
the
actually going there this
loveliness
weekend,
of the
so.
state of Michigan. It's a
He's-
wonderful thing. That
He's
way,
heading to
you know?
Michigan. I'm going to Atlanta for. I'm doing a Comic-Con there. He's doing a Comic-Con in Michigan. So we're all over the place.
Yeah.
Very cool.
That's awesome.
Okay, so the rest of us schmucks just stay here, right? You
The
want
rest of us have to work.
No, I
You're
just
giving
want to
me
say
no
something.
notice. How am I going to hop a
I'm
plane?
going to a place called the Claremont Lounge. If you want to join,
I had
Look
never
it up.
had craft beer
look it up.
until I joined these gentlemen here in the Hang On to Your Shorts Film Festival. And they were always very polite when I would order run-of-the-mill beers. They never talked trash. But one
Only
day they
behind
go-
your back, we did.
Only behind my back, of course. Then one day here at this bar, hey, try this. What is it? It's Cane Head High.
Bang.
So I take a sip,
Classic.
like, oh my God, this is good. And look at me now. I only like the barrel-aged stuff.
Cane Head High is considered the gateway craft beer.
Yes, it could be.
Yes, it is a good one.
That changed me
Could
too.
be.
So
Well, that's become the new thing. It's like the experience. You can come in here and they can do a sampler. If they want to
Yeah,
just
flight.
come into Brickwall, they could get a sample of about 4 or 5 for one price.
Absolutely, yeah. They can try anything they like. We do sample beers all the live long day. We have the what do you call it?
The flight.
The flight. Sorry, we can do a flight. We can do samples, tastings, whatever you like, really.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's because I hate to say the term fashionable, but it sort of has become that thing where it's like you go out for a night. I find myself, I want to go and I want to sample 5.
Yeah.
That's the thing I want to do. It's like I want to see if I can find something that appeals to me, and if you find it, it's like, oh, ooh, that's mine.
and then you find the 1, the 4, and then you're like, yeah, that's the one I want.
Why have 1 when you can have 5? That applies to a lot of
And-
things.
and-
Well,
Well,
the
yeah.
fun for sure.
Right, and this is, and Brick Wall has been doing that since 2006.
Yes.
That's what I want to say. Since
We've been
summer
coming
of
here
2006, and they have been our biggest supporter. I think Hiram said that.
Yes.
Biggest supporter. They have supported us financially with places to be for our award ceremony at Porta.
We've had some crazy
Little Buddy-
parties here,
yes,
Little Buddies.
Little Buddies is our kickoff party.
Gets wild over at Little
Yes,
Yeah,
and we've just had a blast. And I just want to thank Patrick for having us here tonight, and the Smith Group. We love this place. This is my local, if you want to call it that, like they do in England. They're like, oh yeah, this is my local. This is my local. This has been my local since
This is your home base.
since probably 2006, I'd say, around there, roughly around there. We go other
made a good
places,
choice,
but this is, and it's getting better all the time.
Well, that's the one thing you notice right away with the menu. You come in here, it's like it is tavern food, but there's a twist to it. You got your own thing going with some of the stuff on the menu that you kind of put your own twist to everything, which is good.
We have the menu that stands as is, but if you want to change things up, if we have the ingredients, essentially, we'll make it for you.
Yeah, you
They
did that the
can,
other day,
change
Rich,
all the
right?
sandwiches
Yeah,
around
I
and
did,
all that.
yeah.
They do great burger, great wings. We have vegan options, gluten-free options, great salads, and then we have entrees too. The strip steak is phenomenal.
Yeah.
So they do a great job in that way for the food. We still have, since 2006, the best, in my opinion, craft cocktail beer list in the area for sure. It's always changing. It's unbelievable how the variety changes all the time. And yeah, we're super excited to have you guys, and I appreciate it. Thank you very much
It's
for
a lot
having
of
us on.
fun. I couldn't wait to do this. And when you said, "Hey, let's make this happen," I was like, "All right, we're here." We got in touch with Ming. Ming said, "Sure."
Yeah.
I find myself here more often than not. Not that I'm here every night, but more
We're here
often
quite
than not.
often.
We are here often.
We're quite
We're
often. We
here
try to make it easy.
See,
2 out of
Keep it
3
count.
nights on the weekend.
We were here for the Source Brewing.
We were.
We talk about the Hang On to Your Shorts Film Festival. A lot of the guests that come to our podcast
You send them
often
over?
speak about
Oh.
making connections in the festival. They meet people and then they wind up
Here.
You talk about it all the time. They wind up making movies that later get submitted to the festival.
yeah.
Well, this is one of the 2 places that those connections happen. It either happens
Porta?
here or at Porta.
right.
You know, Little Buddy Hideaway, our kickoff night, usually on a Saturday. That's where everyone is with their badges, nervously saying hi to everyone. This is where the connections begin.
Yeah.
Glad you mentioned that, because I actually just spent my last 7 years at Porta.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was
wow.
at Porta
Okay.
for 7 years,
Yeah.
and I just came over here. This is like week 3, my third week.
Oh,
Cool.
sweet.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So I was there 2 months rather after they opened, and then they asked me to come over here, and I was more than happy to do so. And I love this place. Always
Two
is a place
interesting
to
ends
hang
of the
out.
spectrum too, because I mean Porta, which the brick oven pizza. I mean, within 8
Knocks it
minutes
out.
you're getting this great
Yep.
pizza
Yeah.
coming out. I mean, they've got that thing mastered, but this place very different in that sense.
I'll never forget, like, it was about 2 years ago. There was an Italian guy from New York that had a film in the festival, brought his whole family out, and they all had pizzas. They were sitting down all day out in the main bar, not watching the films and stuff,
Right,
but out
right.
there. And he's like, "Yeah, I just dropped $1,000."
Yeah.
Whoa!
It's a lot of pizza.
All the
a
Italian
lot of
guys
pizza.
eating the
Yeah,
pizzas
but those
and drinking.
had a lot of
and having a
family.
good time.
10 or 15 people. Yeah.
He's like, and I loved every minute of it. My whole
Where was
family
that
came
guy
out to
when
see the
I
movie.
needed that guy here when I was eating pierogies? I would have been
Right,
like going,
right.
"Yeah, go drop dime on the pierogies, man, please."
That was a pretty good year. That was like 2 years ago.
Yep.
That was a biggie. So
Glad you think so. Those both places, and they have Pascal and Sabine, of course.
Yes,
in
right
this
down the street.
town, which every place has got its unique little,
Yes.
brand, if you will. But they're all killer, and
I was about
depending
to
on what you want.
If I can mention Pascal and Sabine for a second,
Yeah.
I was there like a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Perfectly cooked pork chop. I mean,
Nice.
that thing was amazing. I mean, what they do incredibly well. I mean, it's not a big menu,
Right.
but what they have on there, they have perfected, and that's a real credit to them.
Yeah.
In fact, tonight my wife was like, I'm glad you're doing the podcast and everything, but make sure you save a couple minutes. Maybe we can go over and have a drink at Pascal's. Like,
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
there, right down
It's a
there.
wonderful
You
cocktail
can't.
bar.
How can
And
you
what is
not?
it? What is it? American French? French American?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
French inspired for sure, but they have a twist on, basically whatever they want to do.
I've eaten there plenty of times.
Cocktail menu's
Loved it.
phenomenal. The wine list is incredible.
Yeah.
And I love it there, and it's super sexy inside.
Yes, it is. Very,
The
very cool.
ambiance is, in my opinion, in town.
Yeah.
It's just super
What?
beautiful.
I would say.
yeah, we got to go over there.
Yeah.
It's February. Before you know it, April will be
brew,
here.
Alex. Fed brew.
Our festival comes around fast, around the corner. We have hundreds and hundreds of films we got to watch and choose and pick and nominate and win awards and get guests coming. So it's just crunch time. This is crazy time.
And we
for
hope
us.
that those people that come to the fest, you know what? We're doing this podcast obviously to promote the festival, to promote Brick Wall and Asbury Park.
Yes.
To your point, whether it's Pascal and Sabine, whether it's Pizza Porta Pizza, or Brick Wall, there's a lot to Asbury Park has a lot to offer. You're not going to be bored.
No.
You're not going to go hungry.
No.
This is an amazing and beautiful nascent city, and we're glad we're here. But we also hope you join us too.
Yes. Yeah.
It's been an incredible process to watch the development of the town as a whole, but to see this place open in 2006 and to watch Porta a couple of years later, and then inevitably Pascal, it's been really fun as a patron. It's been really fun as an employee with this incredible group,
Yeah.
and they've done a phenomenal job. Smith Group is
Yes.
unreal. They
Yes,
do a great job.
They have, like I said, they have supported us from
Yeah,
the
supported
very
us.
beginning.
They've been very good
They've
to
been
us.
doing this for 7 years.
Yeah.
They've been good to us.
We've always had fun.
And we've always had fun. We love bringing people in who haven't been here. We want to tell
That's the
people
cool thing.
about
Remember, we first year we did this, we had people fly in from California,
Yeah.
and they were hanging out here all night for 2
Yep.
nighs in a row, and they were
Yep.
loving every.
Yeah.
We were ended over in the annex at the end. Remember that? The
Yep.
first year,
Yep.
those guys from California had a blast, and they just kept drinking.
It was cool.
They
It was
loved
cool.
it.
And Smith Group, I gotta say, I can't say enough. They have been super supportive. We mention them all the time, just because they've been here since the very beginning. I do want to mention that we do have a sponsor right across the street, the Dog Joint, and right down the street, Vintage Subs. Nick over at Vintage Subs, great guy, supports us, and I just want to show him some love. So,
Yeah.
There you go.
So we got week 1 Founders Brewery, and then next week for the California segue, the brewery is
from
in
the
the house.
brewery, yeah.
So we have week 2, the 10th to the 13th. And then Cascade from Oregon. And we're going to do that sour takeover.
Wow.
Which should be cool.
20th?
And
Yeah.
I just want to mention that whoever posts 10 beers that they've had here with us on the Instagram, I think it's #February at Brickwall, or just Brickwall AP. They get a $100 gift card, so that's a pretty
Wow.
cool
Yeah,
incentive
really
to come
cool.
in. which
Brian's already got a
is
bunch.
massive, yeah.
Yes.
I think we're already in for
Should.
3, so
Yes.
not long to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're doing some cool promotions. We got a lot in store, a lot of things in the work in the next couple weeks, in the next month. Certainly a lot of things to be excited for before the summer starts. So it's an exciting time to be at the Brick Wall right now.
Real quick, about how many beers on tap do you have running?
24.
24.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
And they're changing all the time, especially how
Right.
busy we are.
Yeah, how
I mean,
difficult is that? I mean, if
does change.
something gets popular, let's say, and you try to keep it, but you want to try to keep things fresh at the same time, is that a delicate balance?
it is a delicate balance, and it is very difficult, but the managers that we have been doing it for so long that, I mean, it's a project. It's a hard job in itself just to do that, let alone everything else. But
Yeah, because I think about it from a
it's
business
unbelievable.
standpoint. Of all of a sudden you got one that's clicking and it's starting to make money, but you want to try to keep everything fresh.
Right.
That's where I can imagine the debates probably come into play.
We have
little
a
bit.
state-of-the-art draft system. We are busy enough with the beer drinkers here that we go through the product, and we can always pour growlers for people. So
Right,
we just
true.
go through so much
Right.
beer that it's unbelievable. And
How were the
hats off
growler,
to
how were
guys
the
that
growler
do it.
sales here, by the
Yeah,
way?
phenomenal. Yeah.
Great.
I mean, for me, it makes so much sense to get a growler and go home for the weekend.
Right.
For people that actually do that, I mean, for people that don't work on the weekend, it's
Right.
you have people
Right.
over, whatever, watching the game, Super Bowl. You grab a couple growlers, go home, and you essentially have this phenomenal craft beer that you can take home and pour for your friends. So,
And swag.
yeah,
Got swag right up
that's
here.
right. And you got all the
The
swag.
brick swag. You have a bunch of swag.
I'm gonna grab that onesie, I think, from my little baby.
Oh, that's cool.
Because she is both fat and happy. So
Yeah.
that would
That's
be
the mark of a
perfect.
good
Right.
kid.
Nice,
Absolutely.
nice.
The happy
Cool.
kid.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're drinking French toast, Bastard,
Yes.
which is 11.1%.
Oh,
Loving
boy.
it. Very
Sure is.
tasty.
Hiram is done,
Very
by the way.
tasty.
We're behind. Just
Yeah,
so
well-
everybody knows, we're now behind.
The
was
French
busy.
Toast Bastard is like a reward for growing old and becoming an adult. Like if you can get out of childhood and you don't die on your bike or ridiculous stuff that you do, and then you're an adult, you can still have your dessert, but it's 11% alcohol.
Right,
You know,
exactly. Just picture your
It's like
favorite
you've made
challah
it.
French toast. Now
Yeah.
it's 11% alcohol. It's up.
good.
You made
Yeah,
it.
yellow
Remarkable.
Tonka trucks have nothing on this.
Honestly, I've never had a bad
Oh, you kidding me?
Founders
The
beer.
Hess truck has
No,
nothing
no.
on this. Wait a minute.
No,
Founders is awesome.
I love
They
Founders.
do a great job.
They do. They do. So,
And now
No,
CBS.
you guys do a great job.
CBS 2019. They're not making it
CBS
anymore.
Nitro. I can't wait to.
I got like 4 bottles they've bought.
They're not making CBS anymore.
No.
Wow.
so they say.
They close it for
Right,
a bunch
so
of
they
years.
say, driving it up, I think.
just a
Driving
bit.
the.
Just a bit.
Right.
Because before it wasn't out.
So
for
that
a
means
while.
we have to be here on Thursday.
Yes.
Well, yes,
That's
because
what
this
it
is
means.
probably one of the
Tough
only
life,
places
Hiram, you know?
that we're going to get Nitro CBS from
Yes.
2019.
I can see
That's
it's
what I'm
killing
excited
everybody
about.
with
Yeah,
the
the
idea
Nitro.
of coming here on Thursday. It's killing.
Oh, yeah,
It's
absolutely.
just killing you.
Oh, I'll be here. I'm only taking a half day. of
What,
school.
do you have
Atlanta,
anything that you have to do on Thursday besides come here and have a Nitro CBS?
so-
No,
No.
not Thursday night.
Good.
There you go.
I'll see you there.
There you go.
Coming in.
Yeah, it's
cool.
That's what all.
And
the
just remember to
listeners
get
are
an
gonna
order of
come to.
pierogies for me. That's all I ask.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
So,
we can make that happen.
I
for
can
sure.
feel it.
So you're gonna be here?
I-
You're gonna be here?
I live close by. It's dangerous.
Yeah, you can
I
walk
live in
here.
Bradley Beach. I can walk here.
Okay.
It's dangerous.
Yeah, right on.
limit
Just say
himself.
you're taking the garbage out or something. I forgot to get the mail.
Yeah, there you go.
Come back 20 minutes later.
I live alone. I can pretty much tell myself,
Well-
hey, you know what? Do I really want to sit in my apartment? Do I want to walk and have a craft beer and some pierogies?
Do I want to have a Netflix and chill with myself?
Yeah.
But you can do both. You can, that
you
can
could.
happen
Get
too.
to go.
Have a beer first.
Yeah, or you could get it to go, fill it up, go home and watch some films for hang on to your shorts.
Yes.
Yeah, well, You still got to give me the films right
Yeah.
here. So that's another story. Anyway.
Now it's like if he
Stop
doesn't
slacking,
come,
Cullen.
Right.
you have to come now.
Right, to all the fans of the Hang On To Your Shirts Festival who are going to be coming into town, this is one of the places you definitely need to stop in here. Make this a part of your routine during that weekend.
Thank you.
And Brian, real quick, the weekend is?
Is April 18th and 19th.
April 18th and 19th.
Correct.
We will be here, or Little Buddy. Little Buddy's our kickoff party.
Right.
We will be here most definitely because
Well,
this
we
is
always
the
send
place.
people here too. When
Yeah, yeah.
films are going on, we send people here to eat.
Have lunch.
We're
grab
always
a
here.
bite,
After
and then,
parties.
After party is definitely here. The after party is here 9 out of 10 times.
Yeah.
Maybe even 10 out of 10 times. If we're over at Porta and we're not too late after the festival,
Yeah, it comes here.
we come over here
Yeah.
and have one last one before we go.
And the couple filmmakers that stick
Yes,
around
right,
are pretty toasted.
Yeah.
They're staying in
Generally
hotels.
I have to get a hotel room this year.
I think you may have to hire him.
We have to talk to the Empress.
All the ones that celebrate
Rob
their
says
wins,
he
they come
lives in
out and
Bradley
celebrate
Beach.
their
Like we
wins.
can
They
take
come
a
over
quick
here.
cab
That's
over
awesome.
Rob's place.
I
He can
was
Uber.
about to say, if it's necessary for the crew, there will be spots on the couch and on the chair and in the bed, whatever needed. I'll crash on the floor. I don't care.
Rob, you're the man.
I try. I gotta take care of my boys.
Yeah, at the end of the night, you don't care if you're in a bed or on the floor.
You really
As long as you
don't.
don't have to drive your car. You're
Yes.
you're right up the street.
Yeah, but I'm the one with the pressure. Remember, I gotta do better than last year. I had it moving quickly, but I want to get it done before like 10:15.
Yes.
Yeah, we want to do quick.
No pressure. None.
Rob is a talking head. He's our
You're good.
host.
Yes.
So
Get
You
it
did
done. We'll
fine.
get
You
it
did
done.
fine. You did fine.
So we've talked about this week is Founders Week. We have 3
Right.
more weeks in Fred Brewery.
That's
so
right.
what's coming up?
Very good.
So week 2, we have the brewery, which was the segue into California.
Right.
I think it's outside of Anaheim, if I'm not mistaken. And we're doing the bakery banana bread on the 10th.
Tasty.
And then the Brazo on the 11th, white chocolate on the 12th. And for the love of beer, we're doing Gozes Are Red for Valentine's Day theme.
The sour beer.
And you can do a 4-pack of Tall Boys for $15. And a really nice carry-out designed by
February.
Smith's Best.
Okay.
I'll be
And
here
then week 3 is the Cascade Brewery, which they're doing the Bourbonic Plague on the 17th. The 18th is Vlad the Impaler,
I like that.
which sounds, enticing to say the least. And then Sang Royal Sang du Chenet on the 19th. And then they do a sour takeover, which I was mentioning before, which is really sweet because sours have been really, really popular lately, I would say,
Yeah.
for lack of a better term.
Has
And
that been
a
more
lot of
popular
people
than the sweet beers? Because
yeah,
they,
for sure.
Really?
For sure.
Interesting.
Lately,
So it's a
people
little-
are always asking for sours, which I always associate with the warm weather, like the summertime
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
thing. But people all year round, 12 months a year, ask for the sours.
are at the
so
shore.
we're going to have a sour takeover on the 20th of February.
Oh.
Garden party, Coca Rojo, and One Way or Another.
Cool.
And then the last week, which I think is really awesome and an homage to people in Monmouth County,
Very
we're doing
much
the
so.
Locals Week.
Yeah.
The
So
homage.
we have the Bradley Brew Project,
Mm-hmm.
the Kane Brewery, which we were talking about before,
Yeah. Right.
Carton Brewery, and Source Brewery,
Mm-hmm.
which did really well at the.
Yeah, that was
The
that was some
kickoff?
good.
Yeah,
that was
the
the
kickoff,
source.
yeah.
The
Right,
source
that was-
brewing was really
Source
good.
was killing it.
That
last
was
week,
on the weekend that they
2
had
weeks
the
ago.
8 Pier Beer Festival.
Yes,
Yeah.
and
And-
we came
and-
in here. We all tasted. You were with us.
Yeah.
We had all the source brewing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Very,
Yeah.
very.
Yeah.
I was impressed because I never
Out
had
of
it
my
before.
old neck of the woods in Colts Neck.
We've
Yeah.
been there a couple
Yeah.
times, yeah.
Yeah.
You know
Never
what?
been.
We
I
have to
was
throw
very
love to
impressed.
New Jersey because you know what? There are a lot of wonderful breweries all throughout the United States. I hear from these knuckleheads about breweries in Vermont. I've been to breweries in, in
California.
Pennsylvania and stuff like that. But one county in New Jersey has 4 or 5 of the best breweries
Yeah,
around.
killing it.
Absolutely.
Monmouth County rocks. It just
Kane,
rocks.
absolute
Kane kills
legend
it.
in a short
Yes.
amount of time, man.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You can't get enough of the Kane Head High just from bartending over at Porter for X amount of years. Like I was saying, 7 years. Every single person coming up to the bar asking if we have Head High.
Wow.
When you're
You know?
into the business, did you ever see something like that coming? Because let's face it, Jersey's not known. It's known for a lot of things, but beer was
Right.
never something
Yeah.
that was like even top 3 on
Yeah.
the list. And then you get
Right.
Kane exploding like this.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
could you have
No.
seen that? No.
Absolutely not. Especially for not making like a pork roll, egg, and cheese flavored beer. No.
Right. No.
No, they.
Yes. That
It's
was
just one after the other. People, it blows my mind how much Cane we go through. And here, At Porta, they have the cane head high, which is almost like a resident tap that's always
Yeah.
on tap.
Sure.
Here, we actually rotate the cane,
Right,
so we have
right.
whatever
All
they
the different
make at the
ones.
cane all at
Sneak
once.
box
And it's
and
phenomenal
all
how
yeah.
many people gravitate and love, just genuinely love the cane
Mexican
brew.
brunch.
They do a phenomenal job.
Sunday brunch. Yeah,
Sunday
we were
brunch.
Sunday brunch the other day.
Yeah.
Morning
Evening
bell.
bell.
Evening bell.
Evening bell.
We're huge fans. The first time I ever had cane was a bunch of years ago at the AP Beer Festival, which I don't frequent as much anymore. We would go there early enough, start off at the 12 o'clock hour, do the beer festival, and find ourselves over here to grab some grub, have something to drink again to top off the day, as if we didn't have enough beer. We'd come over here after the beer festival, and that's what a lot of people did here a couple of weeks ago, because we were going to catch Rob spinning at the Saint.
Right.
Part of back to 80s night type of thing with Halo.
Let me know
and
when
his
that
own
goes
thing.
on again. I'd love to come and check that
Oh,
out.
yeah,
Please
totally.
do. Yeah, we'll be back there in March. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And we stopped off here. We had actually that week was a crazy week. Dogfish 120 was on tap here,
Yikes.
which
Yeah.
was dangerous,
The heavy
but
hitters.
beautiful.
16, 17, and 18.
Yeah.
Brian, it's interesting.
I
You bring
know.
up a brew that really has been sort of the, I hate to say it through the United States, that's the one microbrew that kind of, they say launched the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then you see in the news in the last year or two, they sold for sick amount of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, to
To,
see
uh,
something.
insane.
But I would
Sam
imagine
Adams.
it also contributes, in your opinion, I got to ask you as an expert being behind here, it probably motivates more people to get involved in this microbrew process because they can see, like, well, if Dogfish can do it, why can't I?
Right.
Right, absolutely. That's for sure. And you see them popping up everywhere. Tin Falls.
Yeah.
You know, Kane essentially is down Sunset Avenue and Ocean
Yeah,
County.
right
Yeah,
over
I mean,
Bloomsburg.
exactly.
Right over
It's
Bloomsburg.
almost
I know,
hard
I
to
know.
find.
Well,
The first couple
Bloomsburg.
times I looked for it, I was like, "Are you sure it's here?"
Yes,
You
I know.
there's
I know. I did
Wegmans,
the same
Costco,
thing.
a batting
The same
cage,
thing, yeah.
and then all of a sudden there's this
Right.
brewery, and you go in, no food. I don't think
Yeah.
they even play music.
No
but
music,
They blow your
no.
mind with
You're
the
right,
beers.
right.
that
They have
play, you know?
nothing.
Yeah,
Right,
and
right.
but the
And
beer
it's-
speaks for itself.
It
and
does,
that's
and the
sort of
place
like
is
their
always
brand,
packed.
you
It's
know?
the only
Yeah.
brewery that has nothing.
Right, and they're
Right.
just like, "This is what we make, man.
Let
Enjoy
me,
it."
I want to ask everybody on this one because we're all fans of King. Do you think King could be as big as Dogfish?
Yes.
Yes.
I think they are.
I think it's a unanimous. Well, not yet. I will not say that yet.
I'd like to see the growth of what Dogfish actually did in their first couple of years because Kane,
It's just
think
I
they're
know,
on par.
is
At least-
everywhere
oh,
where
yeah,
we
you
go.
go back to the beginning of
Yeah.
Dogfish.
Yeah.
I was actually
We saw
working
it up
in
north,
Wilmington in the Delaware Valley, so I remember Dogfish at that
take
point when
over.
I was down there.
when they were taking
So
over.
yeah, it was slow and steady. It probably, if I were to compare it to Kane, I would say Kane's probably ahead
Yeah.
as far as at that level where they are.
A head high, if you will.
Yeah,
head high.
There you
Rim
go.
shot.
Yeah, it's wild. The Dogfish too, and like the fact that we had those big Dogfish on tap here. You know, who else does that around here?
No.
You know?
No,
I just
that
know
was
that-
awesome. It's a very good point.
The
It's a really good point.
2016 was
16 rock.
amazing.
16,
You could
17,
tell the
18.
difference.
Yeah.
They
Yes.
just really take pride, or we really take pride, I should say,
Yeah.
in the beers that they put on these taps because there's a difference between just wanting to make money and have beer and
Right.
Miller Lite sells and Coors
Sure.
Light and the generic things that, you know, are okay for people. My father-in-law drinks Coors Light, but, you know, to have
We're not
the
hating.
craft
We're not
beer
hating.
or people to really like
Irish family,
Yeah.
that's what
No,
they drink.
He's okay. He knows. To have the things on tap that people want and people desire, or
Yeah.
have a manager or somebody here, the LBW guy, to really look at stuff and
Sure.
and make decisions. Like maybe I have too many IPAs. I need a sour. I need the Scotch ale. That's what makes that's what separates us from everybody
Right.
else. You know.
And always has.
And that's an art form in itself
Yeah.
because it goes back to something we were saying before. Making those decisions cannot be easy when suddenly you're having one or two that are popular, but you're going to stick by your guns and say, we're going to continue to rotate, we'll try to find the new things, and try to make a balance, as you were just saying.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Cool.
So that's one of the many things that make us pretty cool.
Yes.
to be
Absolutely.
Downtown
Yes.
Asbury Park.
What's up, Hiram?
I think I see a couple empty gases here. Maybe. Do we stay with the French toast bastard? Do we try to? Yeah, I think. I don't know.
You
right?
know what?
I heard
How
it,
about
ooh,
you
maybe.
recommend something?
Well, you know what I had
Yeah,
the one
as,
time here that I really liked.
Right.
I think it was the 2016.
What was that,
Well,
PBR? You guys
Oh,
still
I
have
get-
Source Brewing still on there?
Really?
Yeah. I get like I get locked in, and I'm like trying to. And the cider is great. The Core Crusher cider is awesome.
See,
so I'm
now,
like trying
I'm
to get
a cider
that
guy,
off.
So you've already
All right,
convinced me. I will try that.
Let's do a cider. We're trying to get the cider off.
Okay.
Even though
We'll help you. We'll help
and
you.
like by default the cider comes off in an hour and 10 minutes, but maybe we'll just try to get it off now so we can get this this other founders on
There you go.
the civilized brute. So,
Yeah.
Very cool.
but I want to take an order. What are we drinking?
I am actually going to go with, believe it or not, while they may go with the cider, and I will have a sip of that, I'm going with Racer 5
Okay.
from Bear Republic.
Okay. Bear Republic.
Hiram.
You know what? I'll
No pressure.
do the cider. Do the cider. Do the
Yeah,
cider.
cider.
I'm gonna do this. This is what you have from Source.
Source.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cider?
Cider.
You cider,
Is that
okay.
4 ciders a source?
I'm a cider. I'm going to go cider.
Cider. One. No.
All right.
Six.
Trying to
I
help
think
kick.
it's 6.
He's trying to help kick it.
My wife is hanging out listening to us. Would you like a cider as well?
6.
Yeah, 7. 7, 8.
As you
Cheers.
take care of that,
15.
we want to say thank you for giving us the time. I
Oh, my
appreciate
pleasure,
that.
yeah.
Thanks so much.
The festival does not happen without this guy.
Yes,
Right here, we're gonna put him on next.
Yeah, he's
You
coming
get
on
to
next.
step up, my friend.
Yeah.
Head engineer.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you again.
He's the man.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Oh, thank you for
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it,
Patrick,
and I'm
for
looking
having us.
forward to
Manager
the next
here
time I
down
can sit
at-
down and talk to you guys
Oh,
about
absolutely.
beer.
anytime.
You're welcome.
And
Big wall.
yeah, the whole thing. And thanks for being so
You know
loyal
what?
and all.
We'll be here
Open
on
invitation.
Thursday.
Next time there
It's
is
easy.
something
It's
to
easy.
promote for Brick Wall.
Yeah.
Join us in the studio.
Yes.
I would love to do that.
Yeah, we
There you go.
We're
I'll
out of
be there,
Eatontown
yeah.
or Asbury.
Asbury
We go
Park.
back and forth to the two
Shared Universe
studios.
Podcast Studios on the Jersey Shore, Eatontown,
Right? And
and
on
Asbury
the
Park
boardwalk
on the boardwalk.
now.
I saw
Ming
that
Chen right
video,
here.
Ming.
Shared
That
Universe.
would be
They're
awesome.
amazing.
I'll bring the growlers.
Yes. Oh,
Bring the
All
beer
right.
for
All
sure,
right.
right? Thanks,
Cool.
guys.
That's
All right.
awesome.
you.
And by the way, if you're going down to Asbury Park, you got to check out the new studio. Ming has got a great setup now where the glass windows, you can actually look in and see the podcast from the boardwalk. It is right next door to the Robinson Ale House, and on the other side is there's a new restaurant there as well. I can't think of it. Iron Whale. So there's the position.
Iron Whale.
If you're down on the boardwalk in Asbury Park, check out the Hangout to Your Shorts. And Ming has always got a podcast going on.
just
it
look in the
seems.
window.
So-
Look in the window and see Ming.
Exactly.
Yes.
And feel free to wave to me. He may even give you an autograph if you play your cards right. Yeah, maybe.
Not $10.
No. This is not a con.
Nope.
So it's a different story.
Right.
Ming will give a break to those in Jersey.
Well, then
But
you have to
only-
go on and podcast.
Only in Jersey.
Only in Jersey.
Brian, please introduce our next guest.
JT MacGuire is in the house. He is the man that makes all of this stuff happen.
It's been a long time, JT.
Yes. We haven't had you on the show in a million years. That is my apology.
JT works too hard.
He does work too hard. And that is the
always
problem.
working. Now you're
Always
not
working or
You're off.
photographing. And what do you want on Instagram? What do you want on Instagram?
Video Geek JT on Instagram and Big Geek JT on Twitter because I couldn't get that one.
Okay.
You wanted
All right.
sauce, right?
Yeah.
You wanted a bear, you wanted a sauce.
Anything else you want to shamelessly promote? Please,
Yes,
go right
please
ahead.
do.
Well, since you asked,
I
I
knew
might
it.
as well.
I knew it.
actually, I have a podcast of my own, the JT and Big O show. You can catch that on Podbean, Spotify, and soon on iTunes.
Congratulations on that, man.
Yes, very
Congratulations.
cool,
I-
very cool.
Believe me, as we're learning in the world of podcasting, it is all about trying to get it out there by every medium possible.
Yes.
I like that.
It's well, I'm still kind of new to it, but yeah, it's
So
it's
am
a
I,
learning
man.
experience.
Believe me, it's an interesting education process. But again, I think if you bring something unique to the dance, people will come to it. That's what you got to keep telling yourself.
Now,
Yes.
now you got a podcast that you're starting out again, right? You going
what I'm
back?
just
talking about.
Oh
Where-
yeah.
Where were you? Excuse me.
He was getting a drink.
Taking a nap.
I was gonna say I missed that part.
I'm glad CJ Cullen, the host, was taking a nap. Isn't that
CJ
wonderful?
No, in CJ's defense, look at this beer menu. There's
Yeah.
two sides to this beer menu. That's
Right,
what it
right.
is.
So what are we drinking?
Yeah, but here's the problem.
That's
We have
the
a
question.
guest here, and the man wasn't even paying attention.
Come on, Cullen.
Really?
Drinking coffee all
Funny
night.
enough, I was a part of the first show, the
Yes,
very
you were.
first show you were part of.
Yes, you
and
were.
then I
Yes.
didn't show up again for another year.
That's true.
See, now I can
true.
diss CJ.
How
You
it
got
works.
one shot.
You did
One
the
shot!
No, he didn't even do the first show. He did the pre-first show because
Oh, that wasn't even the first show. That was just a pre-show.
No. It was the first
Oh,
show.
now he
It was the
finds
first
out.
show.
Really?
we
You're
had the
gonna-
class. Remember, you did the class
Yeah.
too,
Yes.
and then
yes.
you did the show after the class. No.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so we did a class.
Sure.
First we did a class because you were. I remember the class. You were cursing up a storm.
Yeah.
Open mouth, take
That's
foot
what
out.
You shouldn't curse during
JT
podcasts.
MacGuire
We were
goes
new
first.
at that. You're just
Not
like,
JT.
fuck this, fuck this, fuck this.
Hey,
Better
hey.
was a few days later. I had a laptop at my parents' house, and I'm just playing this out, and I forgot what I said, and all of a sudden, I'm like, fuck.
JT, just one question right now. After hearing all this, do you feel like about 27 cents in loose change under the couch?
I've worked with him for.
That's
7
usually what
years.
happens to Cullen's friends.
Thank you.
We've
Boy, you
I'm
make
used to
people
the
feel
madness.
special. So special.
we've done a lot together.
Yes.
A lot.
So, buddy, good to see you.
And
And then it calms down a
Yes,
little bit.
and also, like, you haven't directed or filmed a movie in a while.
No.
Do you have anything on the table?
That's not entirely
Rob
true.
Outside.
I even had a film at the last film festival.
You did.
Yes, it was a horror film.
Yes.
Yes, it was. That's because I do the horror blog.
See, Brian remembers.
But with
yeah?
you don't tell anyone. You like sneaking in. Like, oh yeah, I got a film. Like, holy crap.
It was with Riley Reed.
Oh, that's
With
light.
Ryan O'Regan, my podcasting partner.
Yes.
Who ordered all these ciders?
While we're talking about the podcast, what is the genuine gist of what you guys talk about these days? While you're grabbing a cider and trying to concentrate on the question.
Yes.
You got one, man.
Basically, the show is a
get one?
mixture of. We're still trying to find our niche, but we talk about all different types of things in entertainment. Our last show was actually talking about the 2020 Oscars and the nominations and.
We're going up against each other in podcast world. I hate you. I hate you.
Enemies.
Enemies.
Get out.
We'll be
Get
friends
out.
and enemies. We're going to have to be friends and enemies.
So you'll be frenemies.
No, well, that's
Yes,
the whole
Rob,
thing.
he's our technical guy. Without him, we're screwed. Okay?
You're gonna have to.
JT, I think I'm coming on your podcast. You're coming on mine.
So
there it is.
anyway, we're moving to the JSAC in the main theater this year.
Yes.
So
That's
hopefully it'll
Jersey
be
Shore
nice.
Arts Center.
Thank you.
But notice carefully, CJ always likes to just throw JSAC in there when he feels like it. JSAC.
I like that
He
name.
just likes the
I
word
noticed.
sack.
Yeah, thank you.
Jay.
At some point, we also got.
Yeah, we got to do that.
You
it
know
comes
what?
up before we know
We
it.
have had
Yeah,
a
it
lot of
does.
great conversation tonight, but I have to ask a very important question, brother. When is the deadline for our festival?
I have no idea.
I will now defer to the. Excuse me. We will now defer
Wait.
to the man who
Yes,
has all.
no,
excuse
no,
me.
had
I
one
do.
The
job.
man with all the answers, Brian Kopack. Please explain.
Well, we've had many deadlines.
I've
And I
noticed.
would say the late deadline, if we're going to count anything, because again, this is April,
Brian, you know full well that he's going to have the late deadline anyway. It doesn't make a difference.
and you'll
late,
give him a
late
credit
deadline.
Right.
or a special.
Here's a
number.
coupon for you, too.
This is the problem.
Don't worry about
No, no,
JT's time. He got it.
We have a lot of movies.
Wait a
the
minute.
problem
I'm
is
picturing the
choosing
coupon. What is
Right,
it going to be like? $2 off the entry fee? Wait a minute.
The problem is our lives have been crazy lately, all of our lives, and we need to focus and start
Doing it.
picking and choosing.
Sure,
'Cause
yeah,
we
yeah, yeah.
Now
fought
enter
last
Pat,
year like
now
like
enter Pat Morita. Focus, power, whole body.
fought last year like Karate Kid.
Can
Enemy discern,
can
no
I talk
mercy.
about the scheduling from last year, or do you
that
want
a
to leave
mess?
that off the?
Not if it's going to hurt my brand,
was it
there,
a
buddy.
mess? Was it a mess?
Don't look at me. I only hosted
Yes.
the award show.
why
That's
was
all
that-
I
say
did.
that for
2
offline
days to the
comments,
festival,
JT.
We were still discussing if that was the final schedule.
That's true. We were
and
fighting.
I went to you
That's
and
true.
I made a call and I said, "This is the final schedule."
Yes.
CJ.
Wait.
This is it.
Well, they
and
were
then
fighting
your
with me.
response to me was, "Well, I'll double check." No.
No, this is
because of
why
these
this
two.
happened. No,
It
this
was
is why
because
this
of these
happened.
two that we
No,
fought
you're
for
right. It was
days.
absolutely
Days.
because of us, and
It
this
was.
is why. And
And I
I'll
apologize.
put it out there
We apologize
because
I
we
was
were
kung
running
fu
against
fighting
the
them.
deadline, and we were still
Wait,
discussing.
Do you want
We were still discussing
My
the
brother
merits
Pete-
of
wait,
some
wait.
movies, and
Even
all of
Ming
a
was
sudden
like, "What the
they
hell?"
say to us, "Oh yeah, the schedule's been set." We're like, "Wait a minute, no."
Hey, Hiram,
We
hang
were
on a
still
second.
talking about it.
Take a deep breath.
Hang on to your shorts.
Hang on to your shirt. Good one. I just want to thank my brother Pete for coming down tonight.
You're not going to come on, Pete?
He has to go.
Well done, Petey. Well done.
He's
Hello,
supporting-
You're not going to come on and
See you later, pal.
say hello.
Hello. Hello.
Thanks for coming down, buddy.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
the
Have a
support,
safe
brother.
drive.
And since Ming is in camera shot, let's now get a moment with Ming Chen.
Hey, what's up,
There we
everybody?
go. There we go. All right, very good.
So now back to our polemic
Sorry, pal.
earlier.
All right,
Back
well, this
to-
is the
so,
problem.
no,
we
back
got a lot
to
of
our
people
show
watching
already
movies this
in
year, and they
progress.
better
So
decide.
what we were talking about, we were discussing the merits of some movies. So if anyone ever wonders We freaking argue about these things.
Yes.
We argue.
Yes, we do.
We want this one. We want this one. No, no.
Last year was the worst arguing.
Yes. No, but it was, listen, in the end, we had a good product. The only thing that hurt
I
us
think it
last
came
year.
out good.
Yeah, it
The
was
only
positive.
thing that
It
hurt
was
us
only
last year
because of
was
him, though.
the hurricane that was going
yes.
through
If
the
we all
side.
thought the same thing
No,
and
like-
we didn't have different
so-
opinions, this would be
Yeah,
useless.
it would.
That like freaking hurricane that was out there. We sent Stevie Rogers out to get chicken farms.
Right, from Crust and Crumble, and then and subs
Umbrella that was
and subs from
flying.
Vintage Subs. Yeah, he was soaked to the bone.
He walked from there
soaked to the
here
bone.
in the pouring
I'm surprised
rain.
Stevie still talks to him.
Yes,
after
it
that,
is.
You know?
It is a hard.
He doesn't have any choice.
They're
related.
They were just like, where's
They're related.
He was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Stevie, I send you for one job, Stevie. I don't care if it's
Hilarious.
windy and rainy.
Right,
He's
right.
outside holding the umbrella. He's getting blown away.
Yeah, he was like
Carrying four subs.
somewhat like a cartoon character. That
He is a
Could
cartoon
have taken
character.
an Uber or something.
But you know what? Time
Took an
and time again,
It's his own fault.
I text Stevie sometimes in the middle of the night if I'm awake and I got something on my mind. I will text Stevie, hey, I need a picture of such and such
Yes, yes,
from the
this is
festival.
true. This is
Can you
true.
find that for me and send it to me with this
Yes.
heading? And he will. Or if
Yeah.
I need a picture of something else or I need an old email, Stevie always steps up. So
I got a new phone,
To you,
and
Stevie.
and I logged into the Twitter account with a new phone. Within seconds, Stevie's like, "Did somebody log in?"
Yep.
We get a login from Texas, and I'm like, "Dude, it's my new phone." Don't.
Right, right.
Hey, look.
high-tech security
Oh,
at
you know who
Hobbies.
could come? You know who should? Well, if he could get off work, but he probably can't get off work. He should come with us to Texas.
I would
Memorial
love
Day
to.
weekend.
I doubt work is going to let me off, but
Right.
I would love to.
Bloomberg's a little busy lately.
Yeah, my boss might be doing some things these days.
Yes, yes.
And just for those who don't know, who's your boss?
Mike.
I'm actually not really allowed to mention it on social media.
Wow.
Though these guys kind of
we
mentioned
kinda
his
did.
name.
You didn't
possibly.
mention-
Wait a minute. I thought you were joking when you were mentioning the name. Like,
No.
oh.
This is like a Twilight moment, like where he's not allowed to mention it, but we'll mention it. You know,
Are we allowed to?
it's
Sure,
a
why
certain
not?
news outlet in New York City, and the head person is certainly running for office.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I kind of
know.
figured that out. As a matter of
You know
fact,
that.
and coming up in 2 minutes, we'll have some of the results from the Iowa caucuses.
Isn't that tomorrow?
No, it's tonight.
Tonight, knucklehead.
I'm
thought it
glad
was
to see
tomorrow.
you're following on what's
tonight.
going on in the world, CJ.
I thought Tuesday's the voting days.
No, that's the State of the Union address.
I'm so confused.
Yeah.
Thank you, Patrick.
Well, I've been busy with schoolwork, so I'm
You
lost.
have been.
I'm lost.
But
We
that's
have to do
interesting.
this.
So, okay, so
Yeah, I
we
can't
will
really
not-
talk about it.
No
unfortunately.
problem. But I mean, I would imagine, if I can at least divulge this, working for that company under the craziness that is going on right now has to be probably more intense than it's ever been.
Funny enough, no. It's
Really?
nothing's really changed within the company. I work as a technician, so
Yes.
whatever they do on the producer end, where they're deciding the
okay,
stories,
gotcha, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not part
But they
of that.
but they bug
Okay.
you like on weird hours, right?
But they would regardless.
Well, that's just the
Yeah,
broadcasting
that's just the
business in
yeah,
general. I
yeah.
had these same hours when I was working.
I can't
for,
imagine
other
what
companies.
he's doing in this presidential race has any effect on the company itself. Yeah.
I can't really talk about
Can't
it.
talk about it.
But it is.
You want me
not-
to,
No,
but I
I'm not going to
can't.
ask you
He
to say
pays me a
anything.
good amount of money, man. I can't.
But that's the thing.
Money's fine.
I'm going to ask you a personal question. Are you nervous about it a little bit? Because you do know, we're not saying his name, but he is spending a good amount of money right now.
I'm not nervous about anything at the moment.
I think he's good.
No, but imagine that. Imagine that. If your boss is sort of a multi-millionaire spending a lot of money, I mean a lot of money, and you're working for him, wouldn't you feel a little concerned? Like,
Nope. It's a bottomless pit, Rob.
Yeah, he's got a lot of
I mean,
money.
really,
He's got a lot of
it doesn't
money.
really make a difference.
The main product
Multi-millionaire.
is licensed out at $20,000 a year, and we're selling, I think, over 300,000 licenses. So
and
the
how do
math.
I
Do the
become
math.
How do I become this guy's voiceover guy? Really? Okay, we need to.
Yeah, you do. You do. Nice job.
Thank you. And by the way, we are still awaiting the first results in Iowa. If anybody's paying
So
attention.
anyway,
those of you
Brightside.
playing at home.
I'm sitting down doing Brightside stuff now.
Uh-huh.
So that I'm working on that. But a lot of the people from Brightside also submitted to us. So at least I'm watching the movies for that, which is a good thing.
Cool.
But I got that headache first.
I was gonna say, have you noticed? I guess you do notice like how many films kind of repeat through the film festivals. Because actually, totally separate from you guys, I have assisted in the past with another festival, the Westfield International, and usually the films you guys are putting in, they're putting in. I'm like, I just saw this.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, and that's great, but
that's
I
what
almost
people
want
do.
to start earlier sometimes. I'm like, wait a minute,
Sure.
that film submitted to us. I've seen it, but now they have the leaves
The Jersey
for that other
tour.
film festival. I'm like, damn it, I wanted to have that first.
But you also
Now-
got to look. You got to look at it as also a compliment.
Or
that
we
they're-
should just not
they
accept
consider
any
you as
films
part
that
of
have
a certain,
filmed at other
you know,
festivals.
that they look at you and say,
we'll have like
"We
5.
have to put it here." So
Some
I mean,
people do
that's
that.
an advantage. It really is.
Thank you, Bill.
But I also understand where you're coming from. By getting it earlier, you screen it before everybody else. So
I would
I get
true.
what you're saying.
Part of me is like, let's do the festival in February so we come before the other festivals.
It's
And-
Cold in February.
Right.
True.
and
Well, it was rainy as hell last
But
year.
Bad luck,
tonight's
though.
beautiful
Today
here
would've been
in
great,
February.
Today would have been great to have a festival.
February.
So,
You.
a long time ago, JT did this himself. Whatever
Not-
happened
did
to
what?
that, and would you ever do that again?
What did
Where
he
you
do by
screenings?
himself?
Screenings.
Oh, yeah.
He did screenings of films for local
I've been-
New Jersey.
Oh yeah. I used to run a group called Central Jersey Indie Film. I
Yes.
no longer do that.
Well, that's where we met.
But yeah, I think just before I started helping you guys, I ran my own show at
Yes.
a 500-seat theater. We only filled 50 seats though, so I don't know why I'm mentioning that.
That's true.
Well, no, but it was a Jersey
experiment.
thing.
Because you
Jersey
didn't have
films,
these
it was all
handsome guys with you. That's why.
No, so
No,
This
we're going to talk
entourage.
after this.
so it's just it was the beginning thing. It was like you did it. It was fun though. It was fun.
Yeah, it was definitely fun. I would love to do it again. My gear is what runs your film festival, so I got the gear.
Yeah. So, but
definitely.
one of the a lot of people from back then, I still know in the industry in a way, and so do you. Like we are all kind of still there. You know.
I guess just to ask what you just kind of said. So you did actually make a lot of connections through Central Jersey Indie Film.
Yeah. I mean, I could. The first time I went, I could just picture some of the people that were there, and I've worked with probably 10 of them. 10 of them
Since
from
then.
the first
Since
one I
then.
went to.
Since then.
Since then, no, but the people that were the first day I walked into the Central Jersey thing that he had at the hotel,
Sure.
all the people there, I've worked with most of those people. I walked in that door that first day.
Wow,
cool.
I didn't know that actually.
Oddly enough, it's true. In all the years since then, I've worked with almost most of them.
I'm glad some good came of that.
Yeah.
It was a pain in the ass to run, but I'm glad some good came of that.
I remember, and then I went back again. You met some more people, but a lot of those people, I still talk to and still do something with some here or there or something. Or someone I know did something with them, or they submitted a film here or Brightside or somewhere else. It's like it's a Jersey circle.
Sure. As long as it's not a circle jerk.
Rob's wheels are turning.
I like to
Rob's
see
wheels
the
are turning. He's got-
You saw that look on my
Yes,
face, didn't you?
Oh, we did this film. Like I remember them talking about films back then, and now they're submitting films that they had done years later.
Let the guy say something, will you? What? Go ahead, Rob.
No. Go.
No, well, I was gonna say, when you're running a group like that, the funny thing is also all the people you meet. And I hate to say it, I'm bad with names, sometimes faces.
No, I'm bad too.
So-
Faces are good at bad names. I have no idea any names.
But
Faces.
He knows one name. That's all.
But I remember I got introduced through the organization to some actor. And it was just a really quick meeting. It's like, hi, my name is so-and-so. And I'm like, oh, nice to meet you. And then years later, here at the film festival at Hang On To Your Shorts, we're watching some film, and I thought, like, oh, it's a great film, and I love this actor in it. And he came to the showing, and I went up to him like, hey, I just wanted to tell you, I saw your film. I thought you were great. Just want to introduce myself. He says, I know you. We met.
Wow.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Not cool, JT. Not cool.
This is how you do not get casted in a film like that. You got to remember this stuff.
But even
So was
not
that Robert
being,
De Niro?
but even not having that for a long time now, the same circles, we know a lot of the same people. We've worked with a lot of the same people in different things, right?
Yes.
We chewed a lot of the same dirt.
True.
Well,
Does anybody really want to eat CJ's dirt? Really? I'm just saying.
Well,
You know, if you know
here's
the
an
movie
example.
that
Jeff
that's from,
Sutton,
you
I
gotta
met
be-
day one. Jeff Sutton, I met at the at your thing day one. We ended up working together. I directed a film that he wrote called Must Hurry. we worked together in a bunch
Awesome.
of different things, and he came to a festival, and he actually has a new film, and he put it in Brightside, and he put it in Hang On to Your Shorts, so he'll be back again.
Oh, excellent.
So
And you know what? Even when Jeff doesn't
thought
have
you
a
guys
film,
knew
he
each other
always
for
shows up and
years.
supports us.
That was the
Jeff
day we met.
Sutton
Wow.
was awesome. Jeff Sutton rocked.
Now I'm feeling sentimental here.
First day I went in there, I met him. I met met Ryan, O'Regan, and those two, and then I met Jesus. What was his name?
Gina Rodriguez?
Colin, you
Excuse-
met
No,
excuse me.
Gina, not Gina.
Let's
Rodriguez.
move this away.
Jesus,
from
I
Sunday.
say.
Apparently,
No,
he's
that's-
seeing Jesus.
No.
All right.
No,
Colin, if you meet Jesus, I want to know.
you know.
In that case, you get the cider then, so you
right,
can
right,
see
right.
Jesus.
Do you remember the actor who looked like Jesus?
He's good with names, but not faces, or faces and not
I
names.
think I do.
He already
Is
said
the
he was
one
bad
from
at
the
names.
wait?
He was in our first year festival, and he was in the Western movie.
Meanwhile, you've just lost the
I don't
entire
think-
panel. Congratulations.
I don't think.
Anyway, him too.
Clearly have a different depiction of Jesus in our head.
Wait a minute. How the hell do we know what Jesus looks like anyway?
Photographs?
All right, let's not get into that.
Yeah,
Anyway.
photographs.
right.
I
And there was about-
forgot. I'm
Apparently,
sorry.
they were taking Polaroids. We didn't know
Yes.
about it back
There's
then.
about 3 or 4
Canon
other
had
people
Polaroid
that I
pictures.
met day one that we still talk to in our things and around things.
Oh,
But yeah, and Gina Rodriguez, we all know.
I'm very
Hi,
glad
Gina.
to hear that it had such an impact on the
Had a major
filmmaker
Thanks,
in
JT.
Jersey
Oh,
area.
and by the way,
to go.
Gina did a film. It's going to
Oh,
play in
it's a
Brightside.
great film.
It's hysterical.
Okay.
She's
Cruel
I
hilarious.
know she was
Unusual
iffy
punishment.
about it.
No, wait. What
Is it
what
some-
was it? It was
ther-
what's the name?
Therapy.
Cruel
It's like a
and-
therapy.
Cruel and unusual therapy.
So she was iffy about it because it has a lot of tension, a lot of sexual stuff, and I was like, "That's what we love. That's what we love." Funny.
Try to keep it PG, will you, pal? Come on.
And I'm a fan of Gina Rodriguez.
But she was worried about film festivals getting it in because it's very raunchy-ish type
Hiram,
humor.
I'm glad you
No,
said
there's
that
like-
about
nothing
First
inappropriate
off,
about that.
no, but I'm glad you said that about Gina, and I'm like,
But we like that stuff.
Excuse me, somebody take him out and hose him down. Really.
In fairness, it wasn't that raunchy. I mean, it's like there's a
it's
guy
not.
without
No.
his shirt on.
But-
that's
but-
that's
no.
the raunchiest
The guy's
thing
a
in there.
good-looking guy.
No, but I think she was talking about the content.
I don't know what you
think
guys
she
are
was
talking
talking
about.
about the content.
You haven't
But it
seen
was
it
fine.
yet.
I
We've
was
seen
like,
it.
it's
Is it a
funny.
new one
It's
for
very
this
funny.
year?
It's for this
So-
year.
Oh,
It's a great
okay.
film.
She is in Brightside and she doesn't know it yet, but she is nominated.
Brian's
Now
nodding
she knows.
as if he
Nice.
saw it.
If she's listening, she knows she's nominated.
Well, I'm going to tell you one thing that's going to happen. It's going to make this fun and annoying as hell. I've seen a good amount of these movies. A lot of them are good.
I know,
Yes,
that's
which
the
is
problem.
really going to be
Every
and that's
year
what
they get better
We're gonna
and
fight.
better.
We're gonna go full on brawl.
We're gonna kung fu fight.
Let's do it.
We are.
Lightsaber fight with the lightsabers in the
Just
studio.
as long as
That's
you
what I
guys
want.
give me
Lightsaber.
enough time to
Lightsaber.
collect it.
JT,
because
you know
these
I'm always
guys
on
take
your side,
forever.
pal.
I love all you filmmakers. Send your films in on time.
Right away.
Yes,
Amen
please.
to that.
We're gonna have to
Well,
start
we gotta
doing
stop
Any special
Mr.
format?
CJ from offering deadline after deadline after deadline.
It. Hey,
So,
it's
yeah,
more
we-
films, more money. You know what?
No,
do you
no,
get?
Yeah,
no.
JT doesn't think so. And I
he's
got JT's
put-
back.
yeah, he's putting it
Unfortunately,
together.
we're gonna have to cut a lot of student films this year. I got a lot coming in student films, but we're gonna have to cut a lot because we're in a big theater. It's gonna be quicker. But if we get crazy amounts, we might have another room going at the same time as a big room. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
I got
JT.
it. I got it. I got the other room if we need another room. I got it. In the same place, in the little room upstairs.
So we're gonna run 3 rooms at the
No.
JSAC.
Shoot.
You're gonna run.
No,
the
no,
room.
one.
Yeah.
The main one. The main one. But if we have a crazy amount, and we'll do 2. But it's going to be all day one.
I forget last year. I know we had some tech guys to set up the second room. Didn't I still have to come in and like
Yes.
fix
Probably.
things in that room?
Yes. Because you know what? They were gone. They were supposed. They threw the
JT,
stuff
can we
there.
put the note out now that you need help?
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
instead of waiting until a couple of days.
Oh,
before?
actually, I have some interns
Put it
that
out
might
now.
come.
Yes, but are they going to be helpful?
No.
I don't
Are they
know.
gonna be
Listen,
more
no. Let JT find the help that JT needs.
No. If you can't, you can. But
I have been sending out notes for 7 years, and
Like
I will
messages in the
get one of my
bottle.
friends who's very nice, and
The
they will
guy who
say,
came last
I will
year?
come, I will help you.
The guy
but
who
they
came
don't
last
have
year?
any AV experience,
Oh,
so it's like
the guy who helped last year,
yes.
it was amazing. He was great.
But you
Great
might
guy.
not need that as much as you need someone just to be like a runner for you or something, right?
No, he probably need,
So,
you probably need
or
both.
someone to run the board while I can get some fresh air for
that.
Like, and
Right.
Might be
because
able-
we run movies all day.
Yeah, so I might have students that can do that, seniors that might be able to help
That'd be
just
great.
runners for you.
If someone wants to go, just runners.
No. They'll do that. No.
They're
AV
able to. They're
JT,
like
don't leave it up to him.
No, I have a
Find
couple.
somebody.
I have a
I have
couple,
to
and
point-
they need to have community service, so I can sign off
wait a
on it,
second,
and
wait a
they will
second.
help. But there's some that know what they're
I
doing.
just want to say I have to.
Does any do? I don't mean to interrupt. Do you know, with the people that work with you at the studio, do they know the stuff that JT knows to run the festival? Wow.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows what
JT
JT knows.
So even Christian doesn't. Christian or. Well, yes, that's true. That's true.
But Christian can help.
True. Yeah.
Cordes in
Cordes.
house.
Christian knows how to work a board. I that would probably. That's one half of the job.
All right,
so-
great.
so
All
I
right.
can
But
get
also,
into the other half.
Mark has a young guy that wants to help out, so I can get him to help out and assist as well. And he's a filmmaker.
Personally,
and
I
he works
think
in the business.
I think
He
Stevie
wants-
needs a little help too.
Well,
Okay.
Stevie,
For
he's got
anybody that
a
can
lot of
give
stuff
some
to do
help,
during
go
that
to
day. He needs
Facebook,
a little
go
help.
to the
I
Hang
can
On
get,
to Your
I can
Shorts
get some
page.
students that need community service
Yes.
to help.
All right.
We
Okay.
will respond to that. We'll make this
Yes.
simple.
I'll
Just
get
go
some
to
minions.
Go to Hang On to Your Shorts on Facebook. Send us a message. If you can help us out, we will have one of us get back a hold of you. We would appreciate any help you can give.
It's not going to be CJ.
Can we also give him that email as well, or are you using it for a different purpose?
My belly button is the other thing.
What's up?
All right, never mind.
Never mind.
We were discussing
Mellow
things.
Lello.
All right.
All right, since we're talking about movies, I'm going to go round table here because this kind of plugs your podcast and what I do too. Because you even said you were doing a round table on the Oscars, right?
Yes.
Okay. We all know that the top 4 categories, I don't think there's any surprises this year. We're talking about the same people who won every award between the SAG and the Golden Globe.
It's going to be all the same.
One person's nominated twice for 2 different awards.
Exactly. But I mean,
Joker's going to win. He's going
that's
to win
what
for
I'm
Joker.
saying.
Yeah, no.
Are we talking Joaquin Phoenix and Renee Zellweger? Are we all in agreement that's going to be Best Actor and Best Actress?
They won, hands down.
Who?
Renee Zellweger,
Zellweger
for her
and-
performance as Liza Minnelli.
Joaquin
No, excuse me, Judy
Phoenix.
Garland. And Joker's performance with
Joaquin.
Joaquin
They're
Phoenix
winning. They're winning. That's
for
it.
Best Actor and
I would
Best
go with
Actress.
that.
I bet you, though, Parasite wins. Best film.
All right.
Well,
Best
no.
film.
Wait.
I'm going to actually go by what my partner Ryan told me this week. The thought is if it wins foreign, it's probably not going to win Best Picture.
Well, that's true. They did. Yeah.
So-
if it wins foreign, they probably won't. Yeah. They do that. They purposely do that.
If there was going to be an upset, that would be the only category I think there would be an upset. It would be Best Picture, but 1917's won everything right
yeah,
now.
I think 1917 will have it. You didn't like
Guys,
it.
do you think
No,
James
no,
Silent
no.
Bob Reboot's
A lot
going
of
to
people
win?
like
Wait a
it.
minute.
No,
Like it.
actually,
Like it.
I want to enter that in. I want to.
James Silent Bob Reboot.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
No. You know what? This brings me. Why didn't you like 1917?
And Ming's
First-
got best
hold it,
cameo.
Hold it.
Right,
Hold it.
right.
Hold it. Let's get.
Because
let's get
they
this first.
they advertise it as this war movie.
Right.
Okay, so to me, as a layman, just wanting to watch a movie,
Right.
it appeared as if it was going to be something like Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah, Saving Private Ryan
It was
type.
there was 4 minutes of action. The rest of it was a story, which is fine, but they didn't advertise it that way.
He wanted war. He
I
wanted
thought the story
battles.
was, me personally, was a little slow.
Okay.
But they didn't advertise it like that. And so I got all hopped up, ready to see this movie, see all this action.
Did it
and
seem
I
like
honestly,
one
it was
shot?
great. It's
Did it
dread.
seem like one shot? Because that's the
It-
way they
well, it
edited
was.
it.
Yeah,
Make
yeah.
it look like feel
No.
like one shot.
No.
It was
no,
one shot.
no.
One shot.
The entire film was one shot.
It was one
What do you mean
shot.
by that?
And they're making a big deal.
They
out of
didn't
that.
cut
Yeah.
the whole film. They
I
didn't
don't-
cut. They just
I don't know.
I don't know if
I'm
they
not that
should. It
technical.
feels
I have
like
no-
it
I don't
did
know.
that. But
I think they
it-
cut, but they made it feel like it, just like Birdman.
I didn't take. I
Yes.
didn't get that takeaway.
And I
from
think
it,
it
but-
actually it helped the film because you're following the path of these 2 soldiers as they're going through a war zone. I mean, I thought it was like okay for the first few minutes there, and when they jump the wall there and they're going through no man's land. Has any other movie made you feel like you're going through no man's land like that?
Okay, you make a good point, but I'm going to go on the. We'll go reverse pivot. Not a good word of mouth because, as you said, you're somebody
Was
who gets
expecting
sucked in by
something
the
else.
advertising.
Right.
You didn't get exactly what you want, so that word of mouth is going to be very negative. So it's now you got to sit there and say 1917 is kind of a polarizing movie.
If someone was to ask me, did I see 1917? Should I watch it? I would say no.
See, exactly.
But you know
my
what?
point,
Because it's a perception. That's what I got. Like you said, I got sucked into the advertisement. If they had advertised it appropriately, I would say, you know what? This movie's a drama. Let me watch this drama. Let me see if I could take it in by the story. But that's not what it was.
Right.
That's not how they. That's not how they pivoted it.
But you may have also been less reluctant to put the money down for the movie.
Which is why they set it up the way they did.
Look, plenty of people want to go see a drama,
Right.
especially if it, you know about World War I. I mean, people are into that. But it's to me it was like when I remember, it was probably 20 years ago now when Saving Private Ryan came out.
Yeah.
My mouth was open. Like,
It was nuts.
wow,
Yeah.
I can't wait to go see that. I knew what I was getting into.
Yeah.
If people don't like that because it's too gory for them or there's too much, shooting or blood, they won't go see it. When they advertised 1917, that's what they advertised it as, so I'm ready to see that. It's not what it was. It's frustrating.
It's a very interesting point.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
And the other two names that have been bannered about, obviously Laura Dern for Best Supporting Actress.
Who is this?
Yeah.
For what movie was that again?
Pitt's
She was a therapist in Marriage.
Yeah, and what was that? The Morning Story? Marriage Story. Marriage Story, excuse me.
Right.
Oh, I didn't see that.
That was on Netflix, so it's one of the Netflix films, and she's winning.
But that's another thing that we're seeing, guys. This is the new pattern where it's like you get a movie out because if you don't know, the Oscar qualification is this. A movie has to be out for at least 2 weeks in 5 major markets to qualify as an Oscar. After that, they can go
True.
straight to Netflix, and
I
that's
have-
what they're doing now.
I worked on a short film that was qualified for an Oscar this year.
Interesting.
There you go.
The Cheesemonger? Was it called The Cheesemonger?
Cheesemonger, no. But it was just
All right.
qualified. I mean, a lot of films
Nice.
qualify.
But is it,
Because
are
it
you
played
gonna-
the 2 weeks it played the thing.
You guys gonna watch? I mean, that's an interesting question because it's almost like there's so many foregone conclusions that I don't think there's gonna be any drama coming into it. Like, if you go back a couple of years ago, there wasn't a surprise. Stallone had won everything for Creed, and then he doesn't win the Oscar, which I still say was like, he got jacked.
He did.
Yeah,
he
I
got
didn't like him
jacked.
for some reason.
Yeah, they don't. They really don't. But yet, the pattern just seems like, okay, it's going to come on ABC, and it's sort of like, if you followed every other award show this season, pretty much know who's going to win.
Most of the time, I would say. I think
Yeah, but I
couple
just see,
surprises.
No, but Oscar
So-
always tries to go with their own direction, but somehow I just don't see it this
So
year.
Screen
That's my
Actors
point.
Guild, or the
The actors get the vote, like me.
yeah, or what's the one that does? Which one is the foreign press?
That is the Golden Globes.
Golden
Globes,
Globes.
yes.
Right, yes.
Well, remember
and Brad
what-
Pitt won?
this year they were actually there was, I forget if it was actually one of the people decide man, my brain is fried.
It's okay, man.
One of the people who decide who wins the Oscars actually came out and said the reason that they didn't nominate Adam Sandler. I believe that.
Oh, they
am I correct on
they
this?
said some
Anyone here?
bad stuff, right?
No,
They
no,
said
well, they were saying like they don't when they see Adam Sandler, they don't think Oscar.
they see Billy Madison.
Yes, they
Right.
see Billy Madison.
All right.
but
typecast,
Then let me
little
take this
typecast.
one step further because I think with Eddie Murphy getting nominated for a Golden Globe, and I did see My Name is Dolomite, and I think it's a brilliant movie. I really do for what it is.
Right.
And yet, nothing. And he is somebody who's been nominated for an Oscar.
Yes.
Remember, he got nominated in Dreamgirls. So
Right,
why
right.
do they still look at Eddie Murphy the same way? I mean, at some point you got to make that
gotta get
change and
past.
say,
Right,
look,
right.
Sandler gave a great performance. It
Right.
is it's an intense movie.
Right.
I highly recommend it because you're going to be on the edge of your seat for the whole movie.
It reminds me of Slevin, or that
So
other or
Lucky,
that,
lucky number 11, which
What?
Rich and I went to the premiere.
Yes.
Right, Rich?
Or that movie that
We went to the premiere.
it's the one where Jeremy Piven is in the movie.
Ooh,
And
now you got to make me.
Yeah, I
and-
forget the name of it,
and
but I
he's
know
like
what you're
a
talking
gambler,
about. I know what you're talking
and
about. I
there's
can't
like
remember the
all
name
these
of it.
different scenes that pop up.
And Ben Affleck's in the movie too.
Yes.
Yes, I can't remember. the
I
name
know
of it.
which movie you're talking
Even,
about.
and
Yeah.
Flea is in the movie.
And yeah,
from
so there's a
Hot
lot of
Chili
people in
Peppers.
it,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's sort of like that
Somebody
realm of that.
tell
But I
us.
can't remember the name
very,
of it.
very similar, except in this case, you got Sandler's personal story. It really focuses
Maybe Ming
more on
knows.
Adam.
Ben Affleck,
but you're right, the
Flea. Who else? Jeremy
Alicia-
Piven,
Alicia Keys is in
Alicia
it.
Keys. Like
See, now you're gonna make me
like a
look it
pool-
up.
Like a pool gambling,
Yeah.
billiards movie.
Okay.
Kill the guy.
It was a
It was a
sequel.
Kill the guy.
All right, keep talking.
remember
I'll
the
find
title.
It, but I mean, but it is interesting because at some point the committee's got to look at it and say he's trying to do something different.
Yeah.
And he nailed the part.
Sure.
But yet, and I know you're only getting 5 nominees, and that's hard enough. But you still sit there and say, all right, if you're going to put him in, who do you put out? That's the
Right.
other tricky part.
And then, well, that's the other thing too. Antonio Banderas was in that for Pain and Glory.
Yes, so
did
he-
anyone see that?
No, I have
No.
not seen it, but he got nominated
did
as
I.
well, right?
Yeah.
But see, now you make a point. Well, let me ask you that.
It's on Netflix, right?
Banderas versus Sandler. Who do you pick?
I guess
I saw Sandler's movie, and I think he deserves to be nominated. That's my.
I think with the promotion and the fact of, to be fair, I didn't see Uncut Gems, so I
Okay.
can't really talk
All right,
about
then-
that
It
either.
was
No,
good. He
you're
was
honest
good.
with
He
that,
was
yeah.
good.
No,
But-
I believe he's good.
But I mean, At least I heard of that one. And if Sandler was better in that than Antonio Banderas,
Sure.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, Antonio. You gotta compare and contrast. I haven't seen.
But therein lies the problem sometimes when we talk about the Oscars. I mean, you guys follow it. I mean, Banderas has been nominated before. They kind of have an image in their head of what Antonio is about.
it took them how many films before they finally gave Leonardo DiCaprio an award?
I know.
And by that
he
point,
shoulda-
he did
he
not
deserved
deserve
it
the award
before that. He deserved it.
And I loved
before he got it.
the movie, the last movie that him and Brad did.
Once
Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah, that was a good one.
And Brad's won everything this
Yeah.
year as far as Best Supporting Actor is
So
concerned.
watch him not win this time.
Oh, that my
would
jaw
blow.
would drop. That would
That
be a
would
jaw
blow.
drop, Roman, if Brad Pitt didn't
Well,
get it.
who else would win in that
talking?
category?
What? Huh?
That's an interesting question. All right, CJ, we put you on the spot. If Brad Pitt doesn't win, who wins for Best Supporting Actor?
Who's nominated?
Wow, you're the film guy.
I do something called school. Yeah, grades.
Yeah.
Grades.
Grading
Great
and
guy.
life.
Guy.
I'm going to Atlanta next weekend for my
All right,
vacation.
hold on, I will help you out here. And now the nominees.
Claremont Lounge, baby.
Your nominees for Best Supporting Actor this year are Anthony Hopkins and the Two Popes, who got
Didn't see
reviews
it.
for that. The hype is about Joe Pesci,
Joe
the
Pesci.
Irishman, who played it down. He played.
Joe Pesci wins.
Did you guys see the Irishman?
I
Okay.
did not.
To Joe's
Pope?
credit,
I didn't see it.
Joe didn't play it the typical way that Joe Pesci plays a
Right,
part
a little
in
over
this
the
situation.
top.
Yeah, he didn't. You're exactly right.
right.
He didn't play it over the top.
Right.
But Al Pacino in The Irishman, you could pretty much put Al Pacino in that movie and about 6 other movies, and it's still Al Pacino. There's nothing really distinguishing about that in my book.
Rich, how's the source?
As one other person said to me, he wasn't playing
That's what you got?
Hoffa. He was just playing another caricature
it, the
of
Hopkins.
himself.
Sure.
Right. Now, the upset, if there were an upset, could Tom Hanks,
I like
who's
the
won
Hopkins.
2 Oscars,
Smooth, right?
and you talk about the story about Mr. Rogers and him playing Mr. Rogers.
Oh yeah.
Could they,
dying
if
to
there
see
was an
that.
upset to happen on Sunday, that would seem to me to be the only one that could be the upset.
And that would be kind of shocking to me, considering that film has
I
not been
believe it.
nominated for
Probably.
anything else there.
I know.
And it would just win for Tom Hanks' performance.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
You guys didn't see that movie, I'm gathering.
No.
Oh, man. Here I am
Anthony-
trying to help out the
Anthony
film
Hopkins.
people, and the film people haven't
Smoking
seen anything.
Aces is the name of that movie.
What is it?
Smoking Aces.
That is oh my God, I do remember that.
Oh,
great film.
That was an intense.
The one with all the assassins.
Yes, that was an
yes.
intense
Got it.
movie.
Yes.
Yeah, basically, you take the gambling part of Smoking Aces, it
And
could be considered a
Uncut
Sandler movie
Gems,
to a degree. Uncut Gems.
Uncut Gems. I don't know. I kind of got that vibe. I didn't see the movie, but that's the vibe I was getting when I saw. When I was in the movie theater watching the, previews. I
Right.
was like, oh wow, this kind of got that intense.
Brian, if you're going
Alright,
to
this is a
comment on
little
this stuff, you have
off-topic.
to see the movies,
Well,
okay?
you know, I did see Smoking Aces. I thought that was great.
Smoking Aces.
This is a little off topic, but just talking about Smoking Aces real fast. Years ago when that came out, it came out around the same time that
There's a sequel.
Daredevil came out.
Okay.
They were at the
And
same
Ben
time,
Affleck's
yes.
Daredevil?
And that's
Wait,
when we
Ben
didn't
Wait,
think all.
both of this Daredevil, Ben Affleck, like you just said.
Oh, I'm sorry, not Daredevil. I apologize.
Punisher.
No, the one with Nicolas Cage,
Deadpool?
Ghost Rider.
Ghost
Ghost
Rider.
Rider came out.
Never saw
And
it.
this is
Rider.
before I realized that some comic book movies suck.
Yes.
So I go to see this movie, and
Ghost
they don't
Rider?
have any more tickets for the theater, but they're still trying to jam-pack people in there. So instead, they give me a ticket for Smoking Aces to go see Ghost Rider.
Ooh.
Looking back at it now, I wish I went to go see Smoking Aces.
There was a sequel to it too. They made a
Here's
sequel.
the thing, and maybe I'm one of the few people, but I thought Ghost Rider wasn't that bad. It really
The first
was.
one was
It also
good.
wasn't that
First one
good.
was
The
good.
first one?
I thought the first one was good.
It
First one was
served a
good.
purpose.
I mean, look, if you're gonna,
I
give
mean,
me,
but this is before all the Avengers, all that stuff. You know,
Sure.
this is
Yeah.
before that.
all
so.
right. So obviously, vote for that.
The
Round
Avengers really isn't cinema. Let's
all
be
right,
fair.
Let's go around. All right. Worst.
According to who,
Nobody
Marty
caught that joke?
Scorsese?
What is the
Marty
worst comic book
Scorsese?
Did
hero
anybody
movie?
catch that joke?
I
Rob,
caught
really?
it.
I thought you'd catch that.
Which one? I missed
Marty-
that. I didn't hear
I
you.
just
Sorry.
said Avengers isn't cinema.
Marty Scorsese.
Oh, here we go.
Uh-oh.
Don't open that door. Don't. I'm glad I kept
Well,
talking.
wait.
then.
He is a
Why didn't you put
filmmaker, and there are
your
other
friends
things
wanna
that go
come on?
along with that. Marty is a filmmaker. He
All right, then
makes
I'll
film.
start with you. All right. Worst superhero, DC comic or Marvel?
Right.
Worst one in your mind?
Worst one.
I couldn't
Worst
even
one,
think right
since we
now.
got a
I
vote
can't
already
think.
for.
I didn't say it was the worst I've ever seen.
All right. If it's not Ghost, you see, I'll start and say Jonah Hex.
Why?
I didn't even see Jonah Hex.
I thought
that was
I think it got to a
okay.
point where I look at a movie and like, That's not going to be good. I'm
Right.
not seeing that.
I did see that.
Okay.
I thought it was okay.
Has anyone seen Fantastic Four, like the last one that was made?
I couldn't watch it. That's the worst.
With
Because that's the one everyone tells me is the worst one they've
I
ever
couldn't
seen.
watch it.
That
I
is.
couldn't
That's the one. That's
watch
the one
it.
who's in the
that
kid.
bad.
The kid Michael. What's his name? Is in
Michael B.
Creed.
Michael B.
Jordan.
Jordan
Yeah.
was in that movie,
And-
but it was so bad I
Yes.
turned it off.
Yes.
I couldn't
They
take
got
it.
to
I
reboot
couldn't
that big
take
time. But
It was
guess-
so.
That was a
freaking
reboot.
bad.
That's the
I
thing.
know.
It's a
I know.
reboot.
I
I
know.
would rather watch the horrible ones they made before.
Yes.
They
Yes.
weren't as.
They weren't.
They make them
but-
look pretty good.
But,
then.
but
Okay.
if
Well, with Jessica
back
Alba,
then when we didn't
anything
have
is good.
Avengers and all those
I'll
hero
agree with
movies,
Jessica Alba makes anything. Good.
Fantastic Four, those ones back then was
Yeah.
wow, this is a great movie. Then Silver Surfer, you're like, yeah. Now you look back, you're like, what?
Yeah. It's all in retrospect. All in
I mean, when
retrospect.
Batman and Robin came out, I was a kid. I didn't realize it was bad.
I didn't.
I actually kind of liked it as a
Right,
kid.
yes.
I liked it
Sure,
when
my
I first
son
saw
would.
it, but then you go back and see it, and you're like, what the hell?
The best story I can talk about with Batman and Robin, at least the modern day, is Clooney has gone on the Graham Norton show.
Oh, he
Right,
rips it.
right,
Yeah, I saw it
right.
on Grand Norton. He rips it. He says he killed Batman.
Yeah, absolutely. He at least
All right.
owns it. He
All right.
owns the
All right.
fact that, and he's trying to, in a weird way, he's throwing his director under the bus, too.
Well, that could
But
happen. That could
he
happen.
literally is standing there and just saying, I'm the blame.
Now he's ripping. I remember his Oscar speech. He mentioned it. It's like, I did many great things in my career. I won this. I did that. I was Batman.
Yeah.
right.
You know, he was not bad as not as Batman, but as Bruce Wayne. He was an okay Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, he
Who's
was.
that? Who's that?
George Clooney.
George
Clooney.
Clooney.
No, he wasn't.
There you go. Thank you.
As a
As Bruce Wayne,
movie,
not
but
Batman.
his Bruce Wayne was our
I appreciate your honesty on
Batman.
that.
Batman.
All right,
He,
so
he did the whole
All right.
thing a disservice.
Anyway,
But it's okay. Nothing against him
at
personally.
this
but
time, I'm starving. I'm sure you're starving. We need to.
Yeah.
before we
keep
wrap
going.
up, though,
We're gonna go around and thank some things.
huge shout out to the Middletown and Deal branch of Investor Savings. They decided to sponsor us once again.
Fantastic.
So that
They're
means
awesome.
Shirt,
They're
that
awesome.
means step and repeat. That means talking
Well,
about
we're-
it.
And that means
Maybe
we ought to
they'll come
invite
and
them
give
to
their
one of our
stuff out this
podcasts.
time.
Absolutely.
And maybe
ought
this
to.
time, remember last time they wanted to give stuff out and pens and
Yep.
things. And
I spoke to them about it. We're coming up with some ideas for them to get involved and do some
That's
things.
great.
Have a
Yeah.
little
deal.
section in that room. That
Whatever they want.
Porta
Yep.
that they walk into.
Yes. And free bourbon.
And free what?
Free what?
Free bourbon.
Bourbon.
You got my attention.
Free bourbon.
Got my
From
attention.
where?
I'm just making that.
That was my shout
No,
out.
but you know
guys.
what? To his point, and Investor Savings Bank, thank you so much for everything that you do for us. It does not go unnoticed.
True.
But it is so surprisingly cost effective to come join us and be
Yeah.
part of our festival.
Yes.
Have fun.
We have a lot of room for growth. We have some spaces where you can promote your product.
That reminds
So
me, I gotta go
reach
pay
out
my
to
mortgage.
us. Please
yet.
reach out to us because what it would cost to work with us is really good.
Nominal.
I go there to pay my mortgage, so I have to go in and pay my mortgage.
Yeah, it's nice. It's
Yeah,
nice.
do it on time this time, okay?
I do.
Hiram,
Too soon,
Hiram,
but,
since you're on a roll, anything
I
else you
gotta
want to
do.
plug? Because you got the spotlight right now.
I do.
Yeah,
the
you've had it.
right on you.
Gee, I'm nervous. I'm kidding. No, you know what? If I'm gonna start this, Ryan Calloway and
Started?
Shady Dawn
Name.
Productions. We have One Winter Night and a couple of other films on
Playing anywhere?
on Amazon.com.
No,
right
but
now.
any any coming up? Any
we're waiting
screenings?
for the New Jersey Horror Con, the March
It's
edition.
a little bit, but is there anything else?
No, nothing else. I said it the other day. I am taking acting classes again at the Barrow Group, and they have an amazing show by my acting coach, Scott Organ. It's called 17 Minutes. It has critical acclaim right now, and my sister and I are going to watch it next Saturday.
Cool.
Bravo.
And you know what? To all our sponsors and to all our friends, to JT, to
Thank you,
Ming
bro.
and the Shared Universe Podcast Studios. This has been an amazing journey already for 2 years in
Thank
a
you,
row.
Ming.
2 years.
Yeah, last week was our
Thank you,
2-year
sir.
anniversary,
Yes, it
by
was.
the way,
It
and
was.
we did it in Asbury Park, baby.
And you know what? I'm about to get controversial.
Uh-oh.
For Demi Lovato, Shakira, and J Lo, thank you. You rocked yesterday.
They did rock. They were hot.
Absolutely.
They good. They enjoyed it.
All right, Brian, what do you got?
Do you want?
Good
do you
for
want-
Demi, though.
No,
Good for
wait,
Demi
Brian,
making a
Brian
comeback,
always
right?
wraps up with the sponsor, so
Yeah, so go ahead.
I will. JT,
That's it. Shout-outs?
Nothing that I haven't already said before, but why not repeat?
Go ahead.
Check out the JT and Big O podcast. We are on Podbean. We are on Spotify. You can also check us out on YouTube and our Facebook page. Just look up JT Big O, one word.
And Big O has been commenting on the feed here.
He has been.
Yes.
Of course he has been.
Very nice.
What's he been saying?
Let's see.
That'll be good.
Yeah.
JT, you cheating on me?
I forgot to say Dan Gregory, too.
It'll never
Dan
happen
Gregory.
again.
As someone said to you, damn, can't even name drop. Wow.
Okay.
I don't know what that is, man.
I'd like to personally thank Winona Ryder for showing a sense of humor in her commercial at the Super Bowl. I thought that was really good of her to do that.
And you had great sense of humor in your commercial.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely.
That's right, you did.
It's amazing how you strip down and come down to this.
Sure.
That's
Thanks,
the
Winona.
guy's not sure.
But how cool is that he did that?
Honestly, he stole it because
Right,
I thought first Bill Murray's commercial was amazing.
Yeah, the
Then
Groundhog
you
Day
give it the
was-
Momoa
Right,
one.
right.
You got to give it to Momoa.
Right.
But I got to give
Groundhog Day
Winona
was pretty
Ryder a
good.
lot of credit because I always looked at her and said she doesn't have a sense of humor. She finally showed a
Right,
sense of
right,
humor in that commercial, and I
That's
went,
cool.
smart move by her. I hope that may regenerate things for her in her career.
didn't
And
steal anything this
to
year.
Hiram's point, it was an entertaining halftime show. Anybody who's got a problem, and I've been seeing this on social media,
Why are they having a problem? It was fine.
because somebody grabbed something of their own private parts. And here's my point.
Who cared about the
Michael
other one?
Jackson did this how many years ago? Did you have a problem with that?
And
no.
how many times?
Yeah.
Jackson.
Until there were
So,
children involved.
Jackson got
My
a little
point is
problem.
this: if you didn't have a problem with Michael Jackson, you can't have a problem with what happened in the halftime.
Here's the hypocrisy that I've always had an issue with, and this has nothing to do with yesterday's show.
Go right ahead.
It began with JT, Justin Timberlake, and,
Different JT.
and Janet Jackson.
Go ahead.
Here's the
Nip
thing.
slip, nip slip.
The indignation about sexuality and making it prurient and dirty. And the truth is that those same parents, many of those same parents that are screaming bloody murder about butt grabs and booty shakes, the tongue thing was kind of weird. But
I don't remember
those
that
very
part.
same parents are
don't remember
allowing
that
their
part.
kids to play
I wanna watch
Grand
that part
Theft Auto, Call of Duty, and all those things. And listen,
It's an
I'm not a
interesting
hypocrite.
point. No,
My
but
kids
it's an
do.
interesting point.
My kids do. In other words, we have problems
just
with
wanna complain.
People have problems
True.
with sensuality, but people don't have problem with body counts and people getting obliterated and their heads blown. It's inconsistent
Off.
and it
Heads blown
screams
off.
a weird thing.
My only problem with the
There was
halftime-
nothing wrong with that
No,
halftime
here's my
show.
only
Nothing
problem
wrong
with-
with it.
Since we're on this, here's my only problem with the halftime show. I'm like going, J-Lo, stop with the freaking lip syncing. I mean, it's like Shakira at least gave
But you can't
Shakira
hear in that
sang
place.
more than J-Lo. Sorry.
Yeah.
And here's how you can tell.
But you can't hear in
She's,
that place.
but no,
Doing
you
lip
can.
singing.
Here's the point.
Aerosmith does it all the time.
Right. When Shakira was singing, you could see her grasping for air. She's bouncing around. That's how you knew she was live. J-Lo was like, when she was live, she's like, come on, everybody.
Yeah.
Come on.
All right.
Yes.
I mean, and
To
again,
the point. To the point.
that's the point.
Sure.
Other than that, and then I've gone off on a complete tangent. The A game with Rob Acampora will debut in the next few weeks. Looking forward to having one of the shows coming up.
Who
and I
is
wanna-
your first guest?
Or can we say it?
More than likely. I mean, I think I may do a pre-show with two friends of mine who have a history with All My Children on ABC. And we're going to talk about soap operas because ABC's been kicking
Joe
around the
Cernia.
rumors with the idea of maybe resurrecting the whole soap opera thing.
Whoa.
Mainly because
Where's Joe?
GMA's third hour is not doing well in the ratings.
Okay.
So why not have Joe Cernia and Tim Carr, who both, between the two of them, have 10 years.
Where's Joe tonight? We should have got him here. Joe is the man.
Shoreline Media.
Nah,
They're
well,
just a
Shoreline.
couple of doors down.
Well, hence the reason why Joe is staying under wraps till he comes on my show. Sorry.
Right.
Yeah.
And his bakery as well.
Yeah. Well, hey, look, man.
Red
he's-
Rose.
Well, they're part. You know,
Absolutely.
every year he gives us.
I mean,
He supports us.
Get his bread. The bread alone.
I
That
know.
was killer.
We've had the bread.
Yeah, oh, it's like
The
that's
stuffed
where
bread?
where you go to somebody. It's stuffed bread. Exactly.
Yes.
Oh, did you have the bread?
Yes.
That's
So-
what it's all about. And by the way, keep in mind that at the end of the month, we are going one-on-one with Matt Pinfield. That will be an experience. We look forward to having you tune into that because I think it's going to be a very revealing evening with Matt and talking about all the stuff with MTV and his experience in the last year where he was nearly killed. I mean, it's amazing
Oh.
that he's still standing here and
he
still
almost
alive.
died. Yeah.
All right.
It really is.
Basically,
Thanks, Rob.
this weekend I'm going to be down at the HorrorCon down in Atlanta for 3 films. My film, an old horror film that I did in 2 student films, so I'm excited to see the HorrorCon down there. The Reels of the Dead, or it's also the Days of the Dead HorrorCon, which travels all over the place. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Brightside is coming up. Point Lookout is coming out. Hang On to Your Shorts is coming up. So there's so much going on right now. We are busy as hell. And we're busy. I'm busy. We're all busy. So we're trying our best. Submit your films. You still have about 15 days to submit your films to Hang On to Your Shorts, filmfestival.com. Submit. There is codes out there for, you got to find them, but there are codes out there if you look for some discounts because it's really high right now. So look for them because it's really high. But they're there. Film Freeway, submit today. You got about 2 weeks and that's it. We are cutting it off. It's done. We have a lot of films. So submit right now. Okay, thank you.
And now, no, it's on you, man. It's your chance to wrap it up.
Okay, well, I want to thank everybody here at the wonderful Brick Wall. Patrick Mazzola, thank you for having us here tonight and inviting us down here at the Smith Group. Always a pleasure. They have sponsored us since the very beginning. I can't say enough. Porta, Pascal and Sabine, and Brick Wall. Just want to thank, that's the whole Smith Group, so thank you to those guys. I want to thank you, Nick, over at Vintage Subs, who's right down the street here on Bangs Avenue, the dog joint, which is right across the street from us. This was a fun time tonight. I am grateful for the opportunity to do the podcast here with Shared Universe and Mike and Ming, and Empress Hotel, and the Investors Bank of Middletown and Deal. Thank you, guys. That's it for me. I'll see you in a little bit, good man. Love you. And that's it for me.
Thank you, guys.
Until the next
Thanks.
time.
Empress Hotel.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.